Now explain for us what it means to jump into action, because now we're talking about some solutions here, because I'm sure people out there want to know, well, what can I do?
That's right. So this is the easiest way to explain it. We have 50 million kids in this country. And when I go into a room of second graders or 12th graders and I say, what do you do when you catch on fire? They say,
stop, drop, and roll.
So we have 50 million kids, and between the age of 10 and 19, you'll have about 135 that will unfortunately perish in fires this year. That's a 0.00003% chance that child, that kid, will perish in a house fire. You say to any kid in America, what do? They can regurgitate that. But when you walk up to any kid and you say, what do you do when you hear bullying, you see it, you're part of it, you hear the crickets, right? They have no idea what to do because we've never taught them what to do. Stop, drop, and roll works because it's simple, it's action-based, it's life-saving. Our message, simple, action-based, and life-saving. I like to say it's as easy as the ABCs, right?
Right.
So we go into schools, that's what we do. We teach our ABC method and so much more. But let me just give you a quick example. What's the first thing a superhero does when someone gets in trouble? He flies in and takes them
out of danger.
Away.
Yep.
Why can't we teach our children that when they see someone, they have 10 seconds scientifically to jump into action, and when you can teach a kid how to jump into action within 10 seconds and use that away, it means walking up to him and say, hey bro, can you help me with my locker? You don't have to be friends with that kid. You just got to get him out of there. He's on fire, socially, psychologically, emotionally. It's your job to get him away. That's how simple it is. Simple, action-based, and I would argue and say it's life-saving because no one's done anything for that kid. He's been programmed to believe that he's worthless, that he has no dignity, and that's the problem.
Why'd you leave behind your career in the railroad industry to move this work further?
Oh man, there's nothing more important. All you got to do, man, is have a kid. All you have to do is be connected to a kid. And when you see a kid that's in a state of hopelessness, the young lady from Batavia, New York, that tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, my grandma died in 2006. My mom died unexpectedly in 2008. She was 30. They deported my father back to Portugal. Never allowed back in this country. My brother was shot to death in a trailer, 15 years old. Then she goes to school, people make fun of her. Her clothes, her trailer, her house. Nobody cares. What reason does she have to live? She doesn't, not in her mind. There's nothing more important, man. We are at a point in history where everything is better. Medicine, water, everything, except for our children eliminating themselves from this earth. There's nothing more important, brother.
Talk a little bit about the empathetic bystander.
So when we talk about empathy, here's an important fact. When we talk about empathy, Michigan State did a great study, found from 1979 to 2009 that empathy has plummeted over 40% in high school to college bound kids. Kids don't care the way that they used to. Now, I don't know how true that is when it comes to the feelings. If you see a dog get hit by a car, you're going to feel empathy. You're going to feel bad. But here's what we do, and this is an original Sweethearts and Heroes concept that we try and bring to kids. Empathy is looking into someone's feelings. We need to bring compassion back into empathy. Now, compassion, and this is where we talk about compassionate empathy when we teach teachers and parents, compassion is to alleviate the suffering of others, to jump into action, like we talk about.
Right.
You can feel all you want, brother, what's going on in my life, but then you go back to your world. And I go back to mine, which is a state of hopelessness. I need you to jump into action and to change that person's state, to show them compassion. And then we got to reverse this cycle of empathy. We've got things that we talk about, the 4 empathy killers, that we probably don't have enough time to go into right now. But empathy's in the wrong track, man, and we got to get it back, and that's our job.
Briefly, final question for you. I can see the passion in you. Is this program working?
Oh man, I wish I could tell you the stories. We'd be here for days. My partner Jason's in the laboratory, been there 18 years. And this isn't just a bunch of hocus pocus. It's not a bunch of theory. Jason's been doing this with kids and building sweethearts and heroes and saving and changing lives. We've got moms and dads from his school. They would fight you right now if they said, if you tried to convince them that Jason didn't save their kids' lives. But here's the magic trick. It isn't Jason. It's the message, and it's the way he's gotten other young men and young women to jump into action and to change the state of a young man or a young woman that's hopeless.
Absolutely outstanding. You know, sweethearts and heroes, teaching empathy and saving lives. Tom Murphy, thank you so much for sharing with us on the program today. And for this and more Newsmakers, go to ComcastNewsmakers.com. I'm Eric Clemens. See you next time.